What's happening? In and out. I'm in and out today, baby. I'm in and out. Spent like the last hour and a half restoring the headlights on my vehicle. And because of that, I'm going to be in and out. There won't be... Probably won't do any questions or anything or whatever. I'm just going to run through it so that it's there. We're in the middle of cooking right now. We meal prep every single day for the every single Sunday or weekend for the week. Usually we do it on Saturdays, but we ended up doing some other stuff. So today is the day we're doing it, and I feel bad, but I told you guys that I was gonna be here at 5, so here we are. I was actually a little bit late. It was like 5:02 or something like that. So let me get out. Save Me. That's the one we just did. Pull it out, pull it out, pull it out, pull it out. Yeah. Okay. So. Save Me. How we did it. I'm pretty sure that was a sample. I'm saying. So, yeah, it was. Boom. One second. Damn, this is trash. Project. There we go. Okay, I slowed this down. I time stretched the sample itself. So it sounds like this now. It was faster, but... And I was like immediately knew, even when I heard it at the faster BPM, that it was like that was gonna be more of an emotional kind of song or whatever. So when I grabbed that, I went and then I EQ'd it a little bit. Let's see. I pulled off the high end, did a high shelf cut, it's stuff like that, so that it goes from. See how it kind of brings out the low end when you do shit like that too, you know what I mean? So did all that to the high end, that way when it comes to the verses, because I don't know, it just felt better. And then whenever it comes to I don't know if you want to call it a bridge, but when I say somebody save me, that's where I started doing I bring it back in, and also for the hook and stuff like that. Just when I had way more reverb and delay on my vocals, that's whenever I let the high end stick out a little bit. But I wanted the intensity and the focus of the actual what I'm saying on my words to be in the verse. I wanted the attention to be what I'm saying rather than the vibe. And then for the other parts where I open up the sample a little bit, I wanted the attention to be on the feeling and stuff that it's bringing out of you, because I'm not really saying much. It's more about the performance. So anyway, instead of a snare, I use a drop. So I just found this. I don't remember where I found it, but and I use that as the snare. And everybody knows my snares are like my metronome. So then the thing that drives the song is the hi-hats. Not a lot of hi-hats in this song in general, but anyway, I had this. It's real kind of delayed even whenever you're pressing it. Put a lot of reverb on it, turned it down. Tiny bit of EQ, but nothing you wouldn't normally do to a hi-hat, you know what I mean? It's just a little bit of harshness at the 20K area like they all have, so I kind of took a little bit off there, but anyway. Yeah, you can see I spaced out a lot of the percussion. I did half the amount of snares, half the amount of hi-hats as you normally would for a hip-hop song, because at the end of the day, you shouldn't just categorize yourself as, oh, I'm hip-hop, or oh, I'm rap, or whatever, or I'm pop. You should be creating as yourself, the musical artist, you know what I mean? And so whatever feels right to you at the time. Don't worry about, it doesn't really fit what I meant. Fuck all that. Unless you're with the label, none of that matters. So then I added a kick, and the kick sounded kind of it was real doesn't have a whole lot of, it's got saturation, but it's more like distortion than anything. You know what I mean? It was nice and dull, and I wanted that because I wanted the dull, like, heartbeat kind of shit underneath everything to kind of give you the idea of, the, like, I don't know, that your heart is kind of pounding as you're listening to the song. The heart of me, my heart was pounding as I'm delivering, like, whatever. But I kept it nice and slow, like the rest of the percussion, because that's what I wanted. And then just right at the end of every, like, 4 bars, I added, like, a real quick kick thing. So, like, over here, doop, 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 you know what I mean? Just to kind of give it that a little bit of flair. So, in context, this is what all that sounds together like. Individually, you would be like, why the hell would you ever do that? You know what I mean? You wouldn't hear those hi-hats in this sequence and be like, yeah, this is going to make a cool hip-hop song or whatever. But, you know what I mean? Did, in my opinion. And that's it, pretty much. That was super simple. Most of that you heard is not even in 90% of the song. It's mostly just, it's the sample, but it's also, like, mostly what I'm doing with the vocals and stuff, because I wanted a lot of most of the attention to be on that. It's not like, oh, this guy's the coolest producer in the world. No, I wanted this one to be like, damn, listen to this vocal performance. You know what I mean? And so the only thing that I had there, anything that was crazy, was I did some cool automation stuff with the Save Me part. And it was really, really raw and emotional, because I had a really hard time. Like, this is real stuff that happened to me for real. And so I had a hard time performing. And sometimes whenever you're getting into, like, deeper things and you're writing and recording and stuff like that, you'll have that issue where it's hard to write, let alone record, because, like, it's actually, you know, really, really painful to go through and bring up and talk about, much less fucking perform like an on-key performance or an in time, you know what I mean, without your voice cracking and stuff. And if it does, sometimes it sounds good to just kind of keep that in there because it's real, you know what I mean? But when it came to the Somebody Save Me part, like, that was the easiest part for me to record, because, like, it was just me yelling and screaming, like, you know, letting out the energy of what I felt without having to worry about words and tempo and what I'm doing and stuff like that, you know. But to kind of give it that cool little effect, what I did was, towards the end of the second Somebody Save Me, I kind of had that, like, I pulled a low cut, a low pass, so a high cut, and pulled it down. I have no idea how far, but it was pretty cool. And so you get something like this.
I had my heart to give, cause each of you took half of it.
Save me, oh, yeah. Somebody save me,
Right here.
oh, Daddy dope.
And yeah, that was crazy. Sometimes I listen to this and I'm like, that came out of my fucking mouth. You know what I mean? Yeah, but you know, that way, because sometimes something will sound really good, really emotional, but you're like, it's a little too much. It doesn't let me go transition to the hook easily and stuff like that. And these little things you can do. Sometimes you can just fade them off. But sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you really need to, like, de-harsh them as they're transitioning for a transition. Rather than that, because it'll clash too much. Even in turning it down takes away from the performance rather than taking out the harshness, so that the other elements of the vocal are still present at the same volume that they were a second ago. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it. That's all I really did. So anyway, I got to get back because I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? Got a meal prep and all that stuff. So I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the love and support. I've been getting a lot. Like, I've been actually having to dedicate like an hour or two every day, like literally every day, to respond to everybody and talk. So I'm sorry if I don't get back to you immediately. I do have a life, but I am going to get back to you, you know what I'm saying? And if I forget every now and then, just hit me up again. Don't be shy. My bad, I'm human, and I'll get back to you at that point or whatever. So let's fucking get it, you know what I'm saying? We got a new song coming out on Tuesday, and that's actually I don't remember if it's one of my favorites, but it definitely was one that I had a lot of fun on, like, you know, and it came out well too, because sometimes you can have a little too much fun and the song comes out kind of whack, but not this one. This one came out pretty hard. So anyway, excited for that. Y'all look forward to that. I look forward to talking to you guys over and over and over again throughout the week, because I love what you guys got to say. you know, good, bad, or indifferent and stuff. It all helps. It feeds my energy to keep pushing and stuff like that. So anyway, appreciate it. That's the last one. I'm out of here.